Welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And today we're talking about Bar 49?
Bar 50.
Oh, Bar 50.
Ball drop.
The ball drop. I missed it. That's why I don't get it right, because the Jag wasn't there. Now, unfortunately, because I have prior engagements, the Jags' New Year's Eve was a little booked. However, the Encyclopedia very rarely misses a bar, and he was there in full force. And of course,
second year as well. It was awesome. We were there last year.
The second New Year's Eve in a row?
Second New Year's Eve in a row, and at the Baldwin Park building.
Oh, okay. So double trouble, double whammy, if you will. Now, the Encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
You had your camera in hand.
I did.
For hashtag Pete's Picks.
We did.
And today you're going to tell me what the hell I missed because the Jag wasn't there. So please, if you would. Well, let's start at the very beginning.
Absolutely.
What
match
was
number one.
First match of the night was
Lucas Riley versus Dashing Chris Bay.
Oh, snap, the prolific and gifted Chris Bay?
Of course.
And Lucas Riley is also prolific and gifted, and of course, looks like they had a little bit of a dance showdown in the
Yeah, so Chris ended up grabbing Lucas's hat, and then he put it on, he was doing a little breaking, so
oh, snap.
That's a reason alone to go over to High Spots and see that alone.
Hell yeah. You want to see Chris Bay do a little, what do you call it?
Just a little shuffle.
Walk? I don't know.
Exactly,
something.
just a little shuffle.
I am at it. And of course, Lucas Riley's one of the greatest prolific and gifted rising stars here in SoCal. Hashtag Santino Brothers. But yeah, tell me about the match. Was it awesome?
Yeah, of course. This was a phenomenal match, as we've always said.
Yeah, for sure.
At bar wrestling, if the first match is hot, the night's going to be hot. And when I've talked to a couple of people about it, just off the record. I would say that they very much feel that pressure. That if the first match is solid and the first match is hot and the crowd is hot, it's going to be a hot night.
Now, have you ever been to a bar and the first match wasn't hot?
Probably.
Really? I can't think of one. Every time I'm excited.
Well, no, for sure. But I think like first match is always like it's got to be a banger. It's got to set the tone.
All right. Now, who ended up winning this one?
Chris Bay ended up winning this.
Chris Bay gets the W.
Yeah. We'll just kind of flip through these real quick and you can kind of take a look. I mean, obviously the crowd's in rare form.
Hell yeah. Ooh, Lucas is in rare form. All right.
Absolutely. And of course,
the sombrero.
Yeah, someone had a sombrero, and there's getting a lot of that tonight.
I've seen some different pictures. I do believe the Encyclopedia, you posted a GIF of Mr. Chris Bay getting his Mexican hat dance on. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah. It was, that was a great meme. It was like when that direct deposit hits. And I'm like, that is so true.
Festive and fun and also brutal, it looks like, from some of these pictures.
For sure. So yeah, this is an absolute must watch, guys. This is a great first match at bar, and I would definitely recommend watching the first match.
Now I gotta say this, Chris Bay looks fantastic. Lucas Riley, of course, looks fantastic. If you see Chris Bay, if you follow Chris Bay on Instagram, Facebook, at the time of this recording, he actually posted a picture of before and after. He's put on like 20 pounds of muscle in the last year. I believe Lucas Riley's put on quite a bit of muscle as well. So you can check out these guys. They're developing in their game, they're developing in their physique, they're developing across the board, and they are prolific and gifted, and I'm sure that was a hell of a match. So, match number two?
Match number two.
Número dos.
Leftovers.
The Leftovers, yes. Ray Rosas,
I mean,
the man.
He's in rare form with that alcohol.
Oh yeah, that's a hell of a jacket too, man. You can't even, that jacket is prolific and gifted. But yeah, so we got the Leftovers. Ray Rosas and Andy Brown, Uptown Andy Brown, partnered up together, taking on, who is that?
It's Revolt. So
Revolt,
yeah, Caleb Connolly and Zane.
All right, so how'd that one go?
It was a great match. You've got really, you could tell that Ray and Andy are gelling as a team.
Okay.
You're starting to see them being able to kind of be there for each other's spots. They know where they are in the ring.
Nice.
And then you see them wrestle against an extremely seasoned team like Revolt.
Okay.
Where you see them, it's a really good match. It's worth checking out.
So if you have high spots, which you should have high spots by now, if you don't, you need to take your ass to High Spots and sign up and watch this match. I imagine, just judging by the photos, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was a lot of fun. And of course, Ray Rosas and Andy Brown together, they're awesome. I don't know much about Revolt. Do you want to give me some Pete's points on Revolt?
So Caleb Connolly is from North Carolina.
Okay.
So think about, Cameron, North Carolina, Trevor Lee, Cameron Grimes right now, but all with the Hardys. So he's kind of that North Carolina raised, same with Shane Helms. So these guys, I think some of Caleb's best work was at Impact, like 2016, 2017, when he was there with Trevor Lee, and there was the X Division title and everything.
Nice.
He's just a solid wrestler. He's been with Revolver Wrestling for a was cool. Their Scramble champion. So that's kind of why I think I love Revolver so much, is because they take the Scramble very seriously, to the point that they actually have a champion for it, and like it is a coveted position, especially that it's the first match as well of the show. So it's like, again, sets that pace, and this is the champion.
So where are these guys wrestling nowadays? Like, we want to see more of them.
They're on the East Coast.
Okay, so they're not signed to any particular
no,
promotion?
not right now. Yeah,
they're traveling and kicking butt, taking names wherever they go, slapping
all
people,
the bookings,
drinking the beer. Which
so you can see in here they actually end up trying to use the beer against Ray, and Ray's acuity is through the roof.
Yeah, that's like throwing a fish into water. You want to try to use beer against Ray Rosas right now? That's like Brett Rabbit in a briar patch. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So who ended up winning this one?
Let's get here to the end. I think it was Andy Brown.
Andy Brown, look at that face. Yeah. Dear God, Andy Brown.
He was mugging for me.
Yeah, he most definitely was. I feel like, and I don't want to give us too much credit here, Encyclopedia, but I feel like the people, I mean, both in the crowd and in the ring, are starting to recognize the Jag and the Encyclopedia.
For sure.
They know you take amazing pictures, so they want to get some of those amazing pictures because you send them to all these workers.
Sure do.
And so they know who the hell you are. And even though I'm the loudmouth, even though I'm almost like the ridiculous, in-your-face, over-the-top crazy guy, you are the prolific and gifted photographer.
Oh, you're too kind.
And I think people are looking for your camera in the crowd. I think the intelligent, the smart people are looking for your camera in the crowd. Now, they might see me, and they don't understand that the Jag, when I'm turning on, the lights are on, the Jag is on. When I'm watching the show, I'm just kind of chilling, but you're always with the camera. So I'm sure Andy Brown saw you and wanted to give you that picture, and he probably wants a copy for himself.
Oh, I will make sure that Andy gets one. I was going to say, we're also doing At Last, and I cannot wait.
Hell yeah.
You were there. That was a great match against Heather. So teasing for that, guys, but I'm going to tell you, I got some amazing photos. Some of my best photos I've taken all year.
Ooh.
To date. Was at Santino's.
All year in 2020. No, he means 2019 and 2020.
Yes,
But
sir.
Here we go. What was match number 3 in
DJ versus Eli Ever Fly.
Douglas James, Ironheart Douglas James versus Eli freaking Ever Fly. 2 Santino Brothers alums going at it like, I don't know, like there was no tomorrow. Like.
Yeah, no, just two guys wanted to prove who's the superior wrestler. Clearly, Eli's coming to the ring with that long tongue, but I love this. I love this picture right here. This look, like the two of them have wrestled and they've trained together and they've worked together and grown together at Santino's. Mm-hmm. And obviously, again, teasing that we're going to see that we're going to see these guys wrestle.
Yep.
At last in the ladder match, and you're going to see some great photos for that. But same kind of thing. You got guys that have wrestled each other, they know each other. So this is a match where they really had to step it up to the next level and try to do something that the other hadn't seen.
Ooh,
so as you see through the photos, once we get started here.
Can I just say one thing about Eli Everfly's freaking entrance music? The Wu-Tang Clan, Bring the Ruckus. Man, every time I hear that, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, that's a butt-whooping, tail-kicking song. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Every time I hear that, I'm just like, oh yeah. Like, it just makes me want to, ooh. So yeah, every time I hear that, I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. All right, so tell me about the match. I'm seeing
so you can see the athleticism. I mean, these guys were taking it to each other back and forth.
Hell yeah.
And every move, they either had a counter or they tried to go ahead and, at least deflect some of that damage. So
I think that's what happens when you know each other so well that you kind of almost know what's in their arsenal, and so you try to prepare for it as best as possible. But sometimes, what was that video game system? Nothing can prepare you, right? Sometimes nothing can prepare you. What was that, the Atari Jaguar or something?
Very much so.
I don't remember.
But nothing prepares you for getting stuffed into a trash can. And that's really when the match kind of went to that next level where
really?
All these conventional things are now done.
Wow.
And they just took it to each other. Here, we'll kind of treat it like a gift. You'll see Eli just doing this beautiful tope con hilo.
Yep.
Moonsault.
Can't say enough good things about Eli. Of course, Douglas James is phenomenal. We're going to be doing an interview with Mr. Douglas James here pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But I mean, who ended up winning this one?
Believe it or not, Eli actually won with a small package, and it actually came out in a logical way.
Really?
As you're seeing, they're going through this. They're back and forth. You're going to see that they're absolutely trying everything to.
Oh yeah, everything plus the kitchen sink. Yeah.
So I mean, you see them in the STF right here.
Yep. Wow, they're going at it.
Oh no, they are. As you say, especially that
Oh, there's some stiff right hands in there.
So this is what I was talking about. That at that point, he ended up grabbing DJ and just actually, I mean, it's a perfect small package.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, this isn't Schoolboy. This isn't the stuff that we see on TV every week.
This isn't the 24/7 championship roll-up. This was a technical.
This is as textbook as it gets. Like when you look at it, and it was.
You know what we call that?
Match.
You know what we call that when you play D&D? An attack of opportunity. He had an attack of opportunity, and he rolled a 20.
Oh yeah.
And so he got the one.
That's a crit all day.
Oh yeah. So he got the one. the 2, and the 3. Good job, Eli. I'm sure it was a great match. I'm going to take my ass to high spots, and you should take your ass to high spots so you can watch this match, because unfortunately, the Jack was at home with noisemakers and poppers and some cider, whereas the Encyclopedia was at bar wrestling, having a good time with the beverage and the coconut smile. Well, you probably didn't have the beverage, but it seemed like everybody around you had a freaking beverage. I saw Anthony in the crowd. I saw Ed in the crowd.
Everybody was in rare, let's just say that everybody was in extremely rare form.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, looked like Andy was he wasn't screaming at anybody. He must have had a couple of drinks because he seemed kind of mellow, all right? Sean's in the picture. Everybody's ready for whatever's coming next. So what is next? What was match number 4?
Giselle Shaw
versus
Priscilla Kelly.
Priscilla Kelly. Now look, I had never heard about Giselle Shaw. I'd never seen her before. Can you please give me some Pete's points about Giselle Shaw before we move on, please?
Sure, absolutely. So as you see in the full screen, we've got Giselle. She's on WoW Women of Wrestling.
Oh, that's
breakout
good.
Star from there.
Yeah.
She's Canadian, but is over in the UK right now. So
okay, all right.
Phenomenal wrestler. Definitely someone to keep on your radar.
Right.
Very much, as you'll see in some of the in the photos, very Trish Stratus inspired, and actually talks about that. That was one of the things that made her, want to get into wrestling. So,
all right, very cool.
Phenomenal wrestler.
She's got a great look.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, there's.
Well, you know who else has a great look?
Oh yeah, it was good
Priscilla
to see.
freaking Kelly. Fantastic look from Priscilla Kelly. I mean, she's awesome. The Jack took a picture with her, and you probably saw it on our social media because you follow at MakeMeAFan316. However, Priscilla Kelly's cool as the other side of the pillow. Giselle Shaw, she looks pretty damn cool herself. These pictures are awesome. Tell me about the match.
Well, as you can tell, they started out in a pretty conventional manner, but of course, Priscilla has to
do the Priscilla thing.
Yeah. And it just turned into a match of wills, going back and forth between each other. There's a lot of times where Giselle would have a counter for what Priscilla was doing.
Nice.
So she was absolutely frustrating the hell out of her.
You know what JR would call that? He called that well scouted.
Exactly.
All right, so back and forth action. Looks like we got a little bit of top rope action coming up. No?
Oh yeah, no, we definitely had some of that, but yeah, just also some where she is just absolutely frustrated.
Yeah,
that scream. Look at that scream.
Hell yeah.
Just the emotion where you can tell, like, she's like, I've thrown everything at her, and she still keeps coming.
Those eyelashes are no joke either, man.
Oh,
Those eyelashes are serious business. Yeah.
Look at Odie.
Odie's killing in the background. Odie, you are the man. We appreciate you. Odie, Nick, Lucas. There's so many great, talented reps here in Southern California. Odie is just one of them, but you're right here, Odie, and you're the man. So shout out there.
And then she hit Priscilla with natural selection.
Oh, okay, very cool.
So.
Was that the end of the match?
Oh no, we're getting close to the end.
Okay.
Right so,
ooh, it's like a variation of the Disarmer? What is that?
Absolutely.
All right.
And that's exactly how the match ended.
She tapped her out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't end up posting a couple of the other photos because you can actually see the hyperextension on the shoulder. So
yeah,
a little too graphic, but it is in the archives. But yeah, she absolutely submitted Priscilla Kelly with that arm.
Wait, did you say in the archives? Mm-hmm. Is there a way for people to access the archives? Not yet. Not yet. We'll talk about that sometime in the future.
To be determined. There is an archive, if you can believe it, folks.
And it might be available to you if you are awesome. You know, some people might say if you're a patron of ours, you might get a chance to check out the archive of hashtag Pete's Picks. But okay, so that's match number 4. Giselle taps her out with the Disarmer. I don't know if she calls it the Disarmer. Hopefully she calls it something else, you know, the Shaw something, I don't know. Bottom line is, it was a hell of a victory for Miss Giselle, whatever. Giselle Shaw, she gets the W. Priscilla Kelly had to come back the next day and fight, which I was actually there for that one, but that's later down the road. Let's talk about match number 5. I see somebody on the screen that I love, prolific and gifted, also Santino Brothers alum. We're talking about none other than Heather Monroe.
And of course, Dom's here. New name, the Dom Bays.
Ooh.
No longer the Bombays. The Bombays have been retired.
The Dom Bays.
So they are now the Dom Bays. So,
well, damn. All right.
So, that's kind of cool that they locked up their spot in history as being one of the best tag teams of the year.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So we've retired that. So it looks like Heart Eye Emoji and the Bombays are retired.
So now it's the Dom Bays. All right. So now we love Dom Kubrick. Of course, you saw the interview. If you haven't, you can click the link right here. You have the interview of Dom Kubrick, of course. And he's fantastic. He's prolific and gifted, 2018 Rookie of the Year. And Heather Monroe is one of the best wrestlers on 2 legs, male or female. And I'm sure she came to bring it.
And kills it on the stick.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea. But that's coming up in the last recap. I didn't know Heather could work the mic the way she worked the mic, but I am a fan. But we'll get to that down the road. You guys better stay tuned for that video. But what I see across the ring from the Dom Bays is none other than Ruby Reyes and Mr. Tommy Dreamer.
Innovator of violence.
Damn right. Hardcore legend, Tommy Dreamer. He looks...
Which I got to sit next to Tommy's lady at Bootleg, and she was absolutely amazing.
Really?
Absolutely amazing. She was so nice and actually was... You know, we had polite conversation while taking photos, but yeah.
All right. You know who else? You know who else is phenomenal? We see in the corner right there? Emily. Oh, shout out to Emily. But anyway, Tommy Dreamer. And Loud Noxious and doing the introductions, of course.
So I imagine for Loud Noxious, that has to be a bucket list item that you got to announce Tommy Dreamer to the ring.
Tommy Dreamer is prolific and gifted. He's a legend in every sense of the word, and the man looked intense. He looks like he's ready for business, and of course, Ruby does not play around. So tell me about the match, Pete.
Great match, back and forth. So obviously Dom in there early trying to use his methodologies upon Ruby, and she's like, I'm not having it. I'm tagging in Tommy. So he had to start the match with a drink.
There are worse ways to start the match.
There is. But yeah, we actually got into a great technical match, and obviously you see Dom trying to, cop him a little feel. But
That's what I was thinking.
But Tommy ends up obviously putting him down on the mat and giving him the old spinneroo and telling him, who's in charge.
It ain't that kind of party, Dom. Not with Tommy Dreamer, it ain't. So you better prepare yourself, because Ruby looked like she's slapping the taste out of his mouth, or maybe just slapping the crap out of his chest.
You can see we're full screen with this now, so you can see how red that chest is, and it's only going to get worse from there. And of course, Tommy's coaching Ruby on from the corner,
as any good professional would do.
Of course.
Yes.
So so this is a really great match.
He's not giving up on that the desired affection from Ruby.
No, not at all.
I don't think he accomplished his goal.
He did not.
All right, so how did it end?
It actually ended up with, I think Ruby and...
Ooh, is that a Bronco Buster?
That is a Bronco Buster from Dom
on to Tommy Dreamer.
Exactly.
That was in a Bronco Buster from Dom.
So one of those cool things. So Tommy always talks after his match. He wrestled 207 times last year.
That's insane.
So I think that's just kind of cool, especially like you want to see those boots. You want to know that looks like a guy that wrestled 206 matches.
Yeah.
So Nick ended up getting a kiss from Dom, so I think that quota was filled.
Yeah, okay. So Dom got what he came for, I guess.
And then Ruby ended up famously trying to finish off, and
well, Dom finally accomplished his objective. Now, I don't know who got the W. Was it Dom?
I think it was Tommy and Ruby got it.
All right. Well, it looks like Heather got the beverage, so she's also a winner.
She ended up winning that affair, I think.
Hell yeah, I'll take that. All right, Heather, Dom, excellent. I like the Dom Bay thing. Of course, Tommy Dreamer is not to be trifled with. Ruby is always consistent. We appreciate Ruby and everything she does. Santinos, and freaking ECW love.
And House of Hardcore.
House of Hardcore, absolutely. So, wait a second. Speaking of Santinos, what I see on my screen is none other than the prolific and gifted superstar Jake freaking Atlas. Can you tell me about this match, Encyclopedia?
Well, this is definitely a match that was highly anticipated. I'm excited. We're going to get into the next review and hear your feedback on Teddy Hart. But this was a phenomenal match. Teddy Hart is prolific and gifted to the nth degree.
All right, now hold on. Can you give me a little bit? Give me a little Pete's points on Teddy Hart.
Sure.
I've done a little research, but you're the encyclopedia. So can you break it down for the people at home who maybe don't know Teddy Hart the way that you do?
Sure. So Teddy Hart recently finished up his MLW contract.
Okay.
And so he's currently freelancing, but at age 16, he was signed to a multi-million-dollar WWE deal.
Okay. I've heard
part of that third generation Hart family, so he knows Natty, he knows Tyson, he knows Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Okay.
So part of all of those that crew of kids.
All right.
That came from the generation that we watched as kids. So they're people our age in the business.
All right. Very cool. And he's prolific and gifted, as you said.
Beyond. Almost to a detriment.
I'm going to withhold my comments until the actual match that I saw. Okay, but you say the man's prolific and gifted. He came to the ring with a pretty gifted-looking cat, but he's wearing some interesting. Was that snakeskin?
It's pajamas.
My man is not to be trifled with the snakeskin pajamas. All right.
So this is one of those cool ones where you see him like just doing Arabian flips and all kinds of stuff like that. His footwork and his groundwork is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
This is a must watch. Like if you're gonna watch a few matches, this is absolutely one of them. You have to do the Giselle match for sure,
okay.
The DJ match, and then for sure this match.
Well, you know what I figure? With so many good matches, you better just take your ass to High Spots and watch the whole freaking show.
Exactly.
I mean, Chris Bay, right? Jake Atlas, Teddy Hart, freaking Tommy Dreamer. Come on, people, take your butt to High Spots and make it happen. Now. I'm seeing a lot of action here. You see a lot of ground wrestling. You see a lot of different things happening. What's the best part of the match, in your opinion?
Probably middle towards the end. Obviously, it's where it starts into this sequence. It was just a lot of back and forth where the two of them were just trying to establish dominance, and then Jake kicked it up into that next gear. He really took it too.
As Jake has the potential to do.
And this is just such a common moveset that we see from starts with a Death Valley driver, then it's a super kick, and then it's a standing moonsault, and it just a PK, and then obviously into this standing moonsault. Just phenomenal athleticism.
The amount of control that man has over his body is ridiculous. Because if you look at his positioning when he goes to start the moonsault, he's not exactly lined up. But by the time it's like he changed his mind in the air.
Yeah.
Dude, Jake Atlas is prolific and gifted. That's why he's taking his ass down to Florida. But we've already talked enough about him. Teddy Hart.
So this is classic Teddy Hart right here that we're going to scroll through at a rate, and you'll see it actually do his Canadian destroyer for this. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just it's so good.
And he is from Canada, yeah.
Yes.
So he earned that Canadian destroyer.
Oh yeah.
He has a right to hit that Canadian destroyer. And it looks like, wait, was that the end? No, 2 count. Teddy Hart. Oh, snap. Teddy Hart ends up with the W. Got an arm raised and everything. Son of a biscuit. So that was a pretty good match.
Phenomenal. It's definitely worth watching. It's a good back and forth. There was a dive, unfortunately, when Teddy was exiting the ring. He actually ended up taking out Emily and a couple of other people just in that general vicinity.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that ended up happening, but great match. Lots of.
So was that match number 5?
That's number 6.
Number 6. Okay, so now I'm looking at the screen at hashtag Pete's Picks, and Loud Noxious is a bottle of bubbly. I don't know if it's that Chris Jericho bubbly.
It is.
It is? Okay, well, there it is.
I told you that people would buy that stuff.
They sure as hell did. I know quite a few people who did. They said, I just wanted to try it. I want to hang on to it. I guess it's like a rare Funko Pop. You want to put it on your shelf and
you want to drink it but have the empty bottle.
Yeah, I guess so. But hey, hold on a second. I recognize this dude. I see a guy come to the ring with the crazy American flag jacket. No, it is not Hulk Hogan. It is David freaking Arquette, which if you watch Jag's Jabs, I had a lot to say about David Arquette a couple of weeks ago. Maybe you need to click the link so you can hear what the Jag had to say about David Arquette. However, in the ring is David Arquette and Mr. RJ City. And this match, I don't know who they're wrestling against.
So then they also have Colt Cabana on their team.
Yes. Oh,
and Joey Ryan.
Mr. Pina Coladas himself. All right, so this one had to be incredible. This one had to be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, hashtag Pete's Picks. Look at these great photos of Joey.
Oh yeah.
Every time, every match, always consistent.
Yep. Joey Ryan is prolific and gifted, and the Encyclopedia with the camera in his hand is likewise prolific and gifted. How many guys are in this match? It's like
it's an 8-person match. So then you've got Rockness Monster, Russ Taylor, hashtag Body Guy, and Big Nasty Eric Watts.
So this is an 8-man tag match, huh? Mm-hmm. Man, these guys were like fire ants on a milkshake straw. They just kept showing up. I don't know what happened, but all right. So tell me about the
Yeah, so Loren was trying to get the blow pop, and his wife actually ended up stealing it. So yeah, look at that reaction. There's like, oh man.
Oh, you got swerved.
And the best part is I love BHK. Big Hunky Kev's just looking at it like, what's going on here? Yes. What am I seeing?
Hashtag please get tested. But and then of course Joey's gonna oil up because he has to. Oh,
look at that! The oil with Russ. And then the best part, I cut it, but Colt ended up putting some on Joey's back. We saw that the next night on New Year's Day as well.
Okay, that's awesome.
So obviously, typical Joey Ryan match.
Touching.
But then they tagged in David, and
David also wanted to touch it.
Well. He just wanted to participate. Unfortunately, RJ City tagged in, and they actually had a good back and forth. And you've got two similarly sized guys that.
See, I don't know what Arquette was thinking because there's only one Super Dong, right? There's only one person. We saw Kikutaro. He tried it. It didn't quite work out. I'm glad that nobody took David Arquette on the touch it because I don't think it would have worked out the way that it works out for Joey freaking Ryan. You don't have the same powers, David. You don't do the same. What was that? You watched the scientific thing with Joey Ryan. The exercises that he's done to master the power of the Dong. But moving on from that missed opportunity, let's talk about what's happening in the ring right now. Freaking Yuma Booma, who is fantastic.
Look at these. Look at this. So again, Colt Cabana, you got two
seasoned veterans.
You have two Renoirs, in the ring together. People that know how to command an audience.
Hell yeah.
And just look at Yuma. I mean, that's all those years of TV of working all those matches.
Oh yeah, Yuma's fantastic.
So good. And then obviously Big Nasty Watts wanted to get in there and get him some of David, and
Yeah. I'm watching this and I'm thinking it's not going to turn out well for David. Oh, yeah, I was correct. You know, anytime you want to mess with Watts, and of course the Jag has a special place in my heart for Watts. Of course, we did an interview with Mr. Watts not too long ago. But yeah, you don't want to, David Arquette, go up against the biggest guy in the room. But hey, I don't know. Maybe it's jail rules. I don't know.
Exactly.
So what happened next? Uh-oh, somebody touched it.
So we got close to midnight, and then everybody did.
Oh, wow. Wow. You know, I wonder what that must be like. I have no desire to touch the dong. However, it's almost like a rite of passage, I guess.
It's one of those things that you have to do. Obviously, Tope Conhilo from Watts.
Oh, yes. Watts can do that.
I mean, even David got a dive off the top rope.
Wow. David with the dive. Hashtag respect. I keep saying hashtag. You know, I'm going to retire the hashtags. Nobody's actually using these hashtags. Of course, I use hashtag Pete's Picks every single day. So if you want to check out Pete's Picks, you better search on all social media hashtag Pete's Picks, or just go to Make Me a Fan 316 on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Now, Colt Cabana looks like he's high-fiving the crowd. Did they win?
They ended up winning. They pulled off the W.
Wow. Okay. So they got the 1, the 2, and the 3. Colt Cabana walked away with the W. He looks a little oily there. So maybe
I think he had worked up a sweat. I think it was now 2020, so he was thinking he needed some refreshments.
Oh, I bet he did.
Some after-match beverages, possibly.
I do understand the need for the after-match beverage. Yes. So what happened next? That was the end.
That was the end.
All right. Well, that sounds like a hell of a card.
Oh, it was. It was a great show.
Any final thoughts before we move on?
No. I think this is a much watch on High Spots. I think it's a really cool tradition that Joey's doing here, where there's now almost an expectation that Barr is going to run a New Year's Eve show.
Yep.
And now a New Year's Day show.
Which is awesome. Now, I was at the New Year's Day show. We're going to talk about that next. But if you have not seen this, as I have not seen this, and at the time of recording this, we're about a week past this event, I got to take my butt to High Spots. I think it just went live on High Spots a couple days ago.
Did.
You need to take your butt to High Spots and watch any and all bar wrestling. That's my homework assignment for you. And before you do that, what I need you to do is I need you to go ahead and hit that bionic elbow right on the subscribe button, because so many of you clowns are watching this content, but you have not yet subscribed. So hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure you ring the bell so you're notified of any new videos coming up every day. At what time, Pete?
9 a.m. Pacific?
9 a.m. Pacific, that's noon Eastern, correct?
It is, because you know, when you get in at work on the West Coast and you don't want to go, it's the perfect thing to watch.
Damn right.
Or you're at lunch, this is something I want to watch while I'm eating lunch.
So if you're sitting in Central Park in New York, and you're just watching the pigeons or whatever the hell they do in the Central Park, I don't know, I've never been, and you're bored, you can always turn on Make Me a Fan at noon every day. Every day?
Every day?
Every damn day. And make sure you follow us at Make Me a Fan 316 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am Jefferson Alonzo Greene. This is
Pete, the Encyclopedia Trerice.
You damn right, and we will see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m.
See you guys.